Hey, everybody, it's Robert C. Stern with the Social Leader. I hope everybody's having a great day. We are in our holiday season now of 2016, and we are, obviously, you've been watching through the list. We have been doing interview after interview over this holiday break, and I got a doozy today. I found this young lady.
Thank you.
And the good thing is I don't need her services anymore. I did, but now I don't. So that's actually the good thing. But I'm going to let her explain herself, introduce herself. I think what she does is fantastic. And we're going to kind of chime this into a little bit about how it affects social media, too, because I used to do this. And I'm wondering if this is something you get involved with at the end. But please introduce yourself. Tell them what you do, everything else.
I sure will. Hi, everyone. I'm Esmée St. James. I'm the dating muse for smart, serious men. And what that means is I help single men become irresistible to women. I work a lot with men who are successful in pretty much all walks of their lives. So they're set financially, they're physically fit, they have a good spiritual belief, whatever that may be, etc. But there's always there's a missing common thread, is that they're shy or reserved around talking to beautiful women. Also, a lot of them have been in a relationship for a while and have just come out, and it's like, okay, I'm single again. Now what? Where do I start? Things aren't the same anymore. And it's funny that you mentioned, Robert, that you could have used my services, but you don't any longer. There's one question I get asked a lot, or comment I get a lot when people find out what I do, and this is from men, is where were you when I was single?
Like, well, there could be one or two reasons. One, because they need your services, or two, because it's you.
Could be. I like to think it was because of my services, but when I do get into conversations with them, they often realize that they have been shy to ask women out, or were feeling, kind of like this fear of rejection, etc., and they had no one to help them through it. So I like to think it's more from that standpoint than, well, it's always nice to get a compliment. The other's
flattering too. Like, come on.
Of course, come on. Hey, bring it on.
So let's do a little history, because a lot of people may not know you. And,
yeah, a lot of people don't.
We spoke a little bit through our messages and everything. You're originally from, is it Holland?
Yes, I was born in Holland. We moved a lot. I spent maybe 10 years in total in Holland, not all at once. We moved to Bronxville, New York. That's where I learned English, actually, when I was 8 years old. Not far from here. I'm in New York over the holidays right now. Then we moved to Canada as well a lot. And now I'm back in the States. I live in California. And while I was in Canada, I spent a long time modeling in Toronto and various other locations. I was a professional fashion model. I also ended up doing professional photography and starting a long career as a professional makeup artist. So in 25 years of modeling combined with photography and hair and makeup, I found there was definitely something that I really loved within all those jobs, and that was helping people feel good about themselves and be their ultimate best. That was the greatest joy that got out of it. When I moved to California, I quit everything. It was time to kind of rebirth myself. I moved out to California because I met somebody. I started to make girlfriends there, and it's hard to make new friends, but I started to make some girlfriends there, and they were often complaining to me, "There's no good guys around here." Really? So, all right. So I started to look around at the guys. Now I'm with somebody, but I looked around to see what were they talking about.
Uh-oh, she froze for a second. Uh-oh. We got to the word Silicon Valley.
And in Silicon
Hold on, everybody. All right, Esmée, if you can hear me, I want you to refresh your browser. Just refresh the browser. All right, everybody, we were getting to Silicon Valley. That's where it cut off. Yes, David. She'll be back in a second. It's okay. Oh, here's somebody that probably needs her advice. Alex, hold on. I got somebody coming in. You need to listen in. All right, she should be coming back in momentarily. Oh, of course I call people out all the time, David. All the time. You just figured that out? It's called engagement, David. Here she comes. It's taking a minute. Esmée, what's going on? Interesting. Hold on a second, Lori. Esmée, try again right now. See if we get this into your camera. Here she comes.
At last. I don't know what happened there. It was weird.
Happens once in a while. In a blue moon, just a little glitch. It could be a Wi-Fi glitch. It could be anything.
It could be.
You were at the point, because everybody was like, Silicon Valley.
Oh!
So you were saying about Silicon Valley.
Yeah. So moving to Silicon Valley, did you get the part about me making girlfriends and what they were saying? Okay.
No good guys around.
Yeah. Okay. So I decided to look around at the guys to check it out, and I noticed that a lot of the guys, there were actually more guys than girls out there, more men than women, but they were kind of geeky and nerdy, and they weren't putting themselves together well. There's a bit of a social awkwardness there, and they just were not dressing nicely. The women are better dressed out there, in my opinion, than the men. I mean, there's a lot of T-shirts, jeans, and flip-flops going on in the professional environment there, and that is just like not attractive. A lot of guys are just not realizing that it's important to look your best if you want to attract a lady. They also were very introverted and weren't sure how to behave around women. They had they would get so much butterflies in their stomach when going up to talk to women. These were good-looking guys.
And they just
needed a few adjustments and a bit of understanding from a woman's perspective about what women want and how to project that.
Now, at what point did you start the business side of it? Because you got there to California and you met these people, and you're with somebody, obviously, at this point, and they're all complaining to you, I can't find anybody.
Right. So I started off thinking, well, maybe it's just the exterior. So I started to take these guys and just dress them, like literally take them to the store and say, listen, but
they were your dolls.
My little dolls, yeah. But I would get into their personality, I would kind of befriend them and get to know them, what they were about, and take their style and go and find clothes for them that would suit their personality, but just kind of to up their cool factor a little bit, just to make them, there's jeans and there's jeans, for instance. Like you can wear the baggy jeans that they're falling down your butt, where your underwear is showing. You can wear ones that show off what you got, because women like to look too. The guys, women like to look at the shape of your rear, so you need to show it.
Straightforward, I love it.
That's the way it is, and t-shirts, it's fine if the dress code at Google, for instance, is to wear t-shirts and jeans. We'll get a pair of jeans that are designer ones that show your figure, and wear a t-shirt that doesn't look like it came out of a package of 5 and says Fruit of the Loom on it. Go buy the $50 t-shirt and wear it proudly, because it's going to fit nicer. The fabric's nicer. Like when you wear fabrics, they need to be. Go ahead.
What about if it's the person who doesn't want to show the shape as much because
they might not have the right body?
They might not have the tight butt, as you said.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of that, and that's okay. You don't have to be physically perfect. But even if you have a bit of a bulb, you could still wear jeans that are a bit more fitted. Just don't wear them so that the crotch is hanging way down below. That's just not attractive. And wear a brand that's kind of a little more current. So there's many ways around that. And here's a note for guys that have a little extra padding, especially. You have to be even more impeccable about the way you dress, because women are going to be picking you apart. They're going to be looking for what's wrong, right? So take extra attention on your personal grooming, your haircut, your nails, because when you have good grooming and wear clothes that fit, whether you're big or not, it doesn't matter. As long as you're well put together, women will feel safer around you because they'll know that you're making that extra effort to be your best self. They feel like, oh, you care about yourself. That must mean that you'll care about me. You care about what you look like with me, about how people perceive you.
Now, that's only really half the story, because
yes, correct.
Don't judge a book by its cover. It comes into mind, saying, because we people, and it's male and female. It's both sides.
Yes.
When you meet somebody who's not necessarily looks the greatest, but has the most amazing personality. And then you have somebody who looks the part, decked out, buys the Chanel, buys, I'm going to use it on the lady side. Yeah. And then they open their mouth.
It's like, yeah, it's true. Yeah. Okay. So people do say don't judge a book by its cover. And I'd say that, okay, we'd like to not judge a book by its cover, but we instinctually do. It's a human nature. If you're walking down a dark alley and you see someone that looks kind of creepy, you're going to go across the street, right? For instance, or even if you go to a store and you have a choice between somebody who's really, doesn't look clean or groomed or whatever, standing next to a salesperson that is put together, you're going to go to that salesperson who's put together and talk to them and get advice from them, right? It's natural. I don't just mean clothing. Other things that are on the cover of that book are how you hold yourself, your posture, your tone of voice, your eye contact, your body language. And what you say as well is important, but that's only about 7% of the picture. So the feeling that you put across when you walk into a room, I'm talking about your presence, not just what you're wearing. And so I realized that I could take these guys and dress them nicely, but it still wasn't working for them. Yeah, they got more compliments, but it still wasn't working for them. So I decided I need to go a lot deeper than this. And then I found out that, oh my gosh, they really were shy. They didn't know what to say to her. They didn't know how to go up to her. And I started to work with them on that. And that I find hugely gratifying, because now I've got somebody that's put themselves together well, that a woman would be happy to, it's attractive to look at. It's a nice thing to look at. And now I have somebody who can know what to say or know where to look and know how to read her signals. And that's a bit more of a training rather than showing them how to look. Right. What to wear. It's a lot deeper than that. It goes, within about how you feel about yourself and your perception of women and getting over that fear of rejection.
It's true. It's so true. Yeah. So you started this business. How long now you been in the business?
Yes, you did ask me that. Didn't even answer you. So
that's okay.
I started with the image consulting a couple of years ago, and then about a year thereafter, I realized, got to go deeper than that, because it's not satisfying, and if I'm not getting the results I want yet with these guys. So after a year or so, I went a lot deeper. So yeah, I've been doing the dating coaching itself for about a year or so, and I love it.
That's great. That's really good. So how much of what you discuss with men would you say, percentage-wise, also goes for women?
You know what? A lot of it goes for women as well. The difference between the men and the women is, maybe this sounds sexist and I don't care, but to me, it's the man's job to go up to the woman and introduce themselves. And it's the woman's job, to be ready to receive that. So yeah, looking good and presence as you walk in the room and taking care of yourself and grooming, yes, that goes for everybody, everybody. But in terms of overcoming the fear of rejection, that is more something for men, because if the man is the one who needs to go up to her, and I do believe in that. I do believe in that. I'm old school. So there you have it. But do you
see more women being more aggressive and coming? I'm going to be honest. The reason I now have somebody in my life, because she approached me.
Oh, good for you. That's great.
Kind of took me off guard.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of women that go up to men, and that's totally fine too. But characteristically, it's the man that goes up to the woman. but yeah, a lot of men are end up being very lonely because they never went up to that woman. I mean, I have one guy that he's not my client yet, but I've gotten to talk to him who, for instance, I'd be at a club with him or something, and he'd see a woman that he really, really wanted to meet, and I kept saying, well, just go talk to her, and he never did, and he missed out on that opportunity. So, I'm delighted that your wife went up to you. I don't know if you're married. I think
No.
Yeah.
This is recent.
Okay. Oh,
very, very recent.
Good for you.
Why everybody's laughing now in the sideline. I see that. They're all like, oh, no. I've actually, I mean, not it's about me, but I've been married twice. So and I have a daughter. Actually, I have two daughters. But I think I got something special brewing. So I'm kind of living on the side. And I actually met her on live streaming.
That's great. And you have such an awesome, outgoing, charming personality. So how could a woman not go up to you and say hello?
There we go. Anyway, let's get back on you.
Enough about you. Let's talk about me.
Yes. So what do you see the biggest fear that people have because of dating?
For sure, fear of rejection. With guys. With guys, it's the fear of rejection. That if she says no, okay, and for that, I just say, well, there's no smart line, there's no wise crack that's gonna do it for you for long. The best thing is to just practice getting the courage, practice ways to get the courage to talk to her. And a lot of that, for some guys, it's even scary to go past a woman on the street and smile at her. Even that eye contact and smile is really scary. So I start guys with that who have this really deep fear. It's just, you got to scare yourself every day, like step outside your comfort zone every day with these things. And once you do that, you literally start to expand your comfort zone so that doing the things that you did that really scared the pants off of you before become easier and easier as you go along.
Well, it's interesting that you're saying these things, because as you see the change in people that you've worked with.
Yeah.
And you're working with them on a personal level.
Yes.
With on a situation. But how much do you see in a change because of those changes? Their business life changes.
That's very good observation. And yes, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Even with just wardrobe. I mean, there's one guy, we're actually friends now, who, when I met him, he was a CEO of a company, and he's in his 50s, very handsome man, works out like crazy every day, very, very charming, but very reserved, extremely intelligent gentleman. He's like, head of some big financial or medical type company. And I looked at him and said, you know what, you are really handsome and very charming, but your clothes don't say that. Your clothes say, I'm from the Midwest and I'm old fashioned, like really old fashioned. And I don't want to change. I don't want to change to improve myself. His hair, I said, when did you last change your hairdo? Because he had this kind of a swoop going on, like Elvis or something. Mm-hmm. He said, oh, well, I've had this haircut for about 30 years. I went, come with me. I'm going to take you to my hairdresser. And then his clothes were, shoulders were too big. Everything was too baggy. He didn't show off his figure. He has a really nice figure. Since we've changed his wardrobe, he says, you've been an amazing influence on me, because he's getting bonuses and promotions and more money and making better deals at work since he started to work with me, just on his wardrobe. And I also coach him a bit on dating and stuff, So yeah, it totally translates into business, because what you're doing is you're changing your presence from the inside out and the outside in. Makes a huge difference. It's
not just on the personal side. After work, you start to do it during work.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you become a presence at the office.
Yeah, you stand up straighter, you come across more powerful, more in charge, more in control. You get more compliments from people, and they might even at, it's not appropriate to compliment so much your CEO or whatever, but you can tell by the way people treat you. They treat you differently. They treat you with more respect. And yeah, it surely translates into business.
And as Sandra made a comment in on the side there, sometimes it's very easy to hide behind clothes.
Yes, indeed. Now, I wonder what she means by that. Hide behind clothes to pretend that you're somebody you're not.
She's saying for men and women.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not sure what she means by wearing clothes that conceal one's figure, or clothes that are not fitting with one's personality or who one is. Be curious to know what that means.
All right.
But,
Well,
yeah.
we'll definitely get into that a little more. But
Yeah.
all right. So came from Holland, traveled around, ended out in LA, got married.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not. Oh, for you. Yeah.
No, you.
Me. No, I'm near San Jose. I'm in Los Gatos, and I'm not
Oh,
married yet. I'm fiancé.
because remember our conversation? You were like, I was like, when you were in New York, I'm with my guy.
Yeah, yeah. No, I call him my husband. We've been together for like 6 years or so, and
You're
we're
married.
fiancé. And I like that constant state of courtship. It might as well be married. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, you travel around. How do people find you? I mean, it's not like you're throwing ads out there. Is it more about referral? Is it more?
Well, right now it's about referral. I'm actually going to be redoing my website to reflect more. I'm kind of rebranding, reflecting more about what I'm doing now. So it is going to be out there very soon, and I'll be splashing that out everywhere. Right now it's referral, and people have been finding me online. I'm putting together a course for guys as well, which I'm going to be promoting in the new year.
Great.
So there's lots going on with that. And right now people can reach out to me. Message me on Twitter. It's the same handle as this is at Esmée St. James, or on Facebook, or I'm happy to share my email address if that helps towards the end of this. But yeah, and you mentioned also what's the women's greatest fear. Do you mind if I touch on that?
Definitely, yeah, because I was going to ask you something more about women. Are you looking at some point branching out and helping women too, or are you only going to work with the guys?
So far, I'm just specializing with men. I have worked with a lot of women in the past, not so much with dating other than giving tons of advice to my friends, because for some reason, people just spill their guts to me, and I guess I attract that. I don't know. And I'm happy to help. I'm very discreet. And
going to get you the little psychiatrist in 5 cents sign,
Honestly, like I was out last night with a woman that I was introduced to through another colleague, and she said, I don't know why I'm telling you about this, but she started telling me all this stuff about a date, dates that she'd had this one guy and the trouble she was running into. It's like, cool, and that's all, that's all great for me because it helps me help other people better. So back to women's fear, the greatest fear for women really is they fear for their emotional and physical safety. So all the things that I tell men to do are often geared towards helping a woman feel safe around him. They need to feel safe, that they're not going to be hurt, that they need to feel sexually safe even, because that's pretty important. And women, when they're going out dating with a new guy, they're looking for what's wrong with him. All right. They're looking for what's wrong with him. So that's why it's good to be, dot your I's and cross your T's when you're meeting somebody new. Even if you have her over to your house, make sure that your house is clean and it's date friendly and stuff. I mean, don't ever assume she's going to not see something, because we are looking everywhere.
Yes.
Just for our own safety, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So women, it's more about the emotional and safety, and for men, it's more about rejection.
Yeah, those are the number one things for those two sexes. Yeah, absolutely.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So give me like a routine. Like somebody calls you and says, I think I need help.
Let me see.
I mean, I don't even know what a person would say. It's like, hi, I was referred to you. I just can't find anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good question, Robert, and thank you for asking that. So I would just have them talk first. I'd say, well, where do you feel that you're having, some troubles? Where do you feel you could use some help? Yeah, I see that women fear rejection too. Yeah, we do. So I ask them where they're having troubles, what they're coming up against, and I just have them really talk about it and keep taking that forward and forward and forward, and let them go open up more about it until I really find out the reason, why they want to talk to me. And then that would be just over the phone first, and then I would meet with them and I watch how they hold themselves, their posture, their on all those book cover signs, and then go further in and see, I have to fill out a questionnaire and stuff. So I dig pretty deep before I get started with them. So there's a whole process before I can just say, well, this is what your problem is and this is what we need to do.
I was going to say, how long, I mean, somebody calls you and they decide to start working with you, and what's the average? Because there's no direct way of saying it. It's just like anything. What's the average time from like, your first meeting to you feel like they've really starting to understand the change? Because it's not like you can say, oh, you're ready to go out. It's more, in the brain that they got to understand it, obviously.
Yeah, and it's certainly not immediate. Most people, it takes 3 to 6 months or so, really, of working together to really prepare them. I have this kind of meter in my head. If I would be prepared to introduce them to my hottest girlfriend, for instance, then I would say, you're pretty much ready. You're pretty much ready. So it just takes, it's like packaging yourself.
Do you match people?
I'm not a matchmaker.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll, if I have a girlfriend who wants to meet one of my guys, I'll say, sure, why don't I just connect you? But it's not, I don't do that part for finances. I just do because, hey, I honestly think they might be a good person. But no, matchmaking is a whole nother ball of wax. It is.
You don't want
it's not
that.
something I do. Well, it's not for me. It's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my clients do want matchmakers, and I just think, want to talk about online dating for a while? Because that's.
Oh, we're getting to it. Don't worry. I've been through it.
Okay. Because you really, it's pretty much impossible for someone to know if two people are going to be chemically compatible. They might be personality compatible and stuff, but really until you meet someone face to face, you don't know. And I don't think it's something that another person can really discern.
Mm-hmm.
So matchmaking is like, getting as close as possible with your beliefs, having similar beliefs and integrity, etc., and same levels in life roughly, and then putting those two people together and hope that the spaghetti sticks on the wall. And it's a whole process too, and some people are really good at it, and some just do, let's just make some bucks and throw some people together. It's an intense process,
mm-hmm.
and it takes a person who really understands people well to do it right.
Well, you're not a matchmaker, as you said.
Yeah.
Don't take it the wrong way. You're a woman, so you
yes, I certainly am.
That's a natural instinct sometimes. Like, ooh, maybe those two. You never know.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the online stuff. We got the Harmonies, you got the Matches, the J Dates, the Christian Singles, the Tinders, the Plenty of Fish, the 500, the bagel one that's out there now, Coffee and a Bagel. You got all these different sites. Are you a believer in those sites?
I think they're wonderful because right now people are so busy working, trying to make a buck. Often we have 2 jobs going at once. Some people have 3 jobs going at once, and especially in the age group that I'm working with, which is more like going towards 40 and up. From there, those people don't have time to go out so much. They might have kids that are working a lot of late hours. They don't have time to.
That age group's coming down.
Yeah, it's true too. You're right.
I mean, because I know a couple people in the room. That's why I'm saying too. I mean, they might be in their 20s and they're working their tails off because
you're right.
A lot of people these days, they're coming out of college, they go into a job maybe for a couple of years, and then they start a business on their side and they're breaking away sooner. More and more people are trying to, and once you have your own business, as you know,
yes,
you're working all the time.
You're married to it. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. So thank you for pointing that out, Rob. But the age group, the age line is coming down. So there's little time to go out to wherever one might meet women. For instance, the traditional ones when I was a kid was, you go to the club or the bar or something and meet somebody there. But by now, what are you going to meet there? Somebody who likes to drink a lot or has a lot of free time on their hands. No, it doesn't work. So I think online dating is a great way to see what's out there and to practice dating, to practice communicating online. Although not everybody is very necessarily honest on their profile. What I hear a lot is that, and a little white lie here and there, hey, that's okay.
Some are big.
Some of them are pretty big. I've had people say, oh my God, she didn't, tell me that she was married. She didn't tell me she had kids. She didn't tell me she was broke.
Her picture's a blonde and she shows up a redhead.
Oh, disappointment at the door. The pictures are 10 years old. So I actually work with guys with their online dating profile.
Okay.
I'll photograph them because I'm a photographer.
Okay.
And in that process, I get their best side out and show them what their best side is. And I tell them what kind of things women want to see because I know what they want to see. Women look too. We look at your pictures.
You mean they don't want to see the shirtless guy with holding the fish?
Oh my God.
Or the sunglasses in the bathroom picture?
Oh, geez, with the toilet in the bathroom.
You don't like those things?
No, I love them. No, really, like the most common ones that I see of guys, because they have the dark sunglasses. we want to see your eyes. We want to see those baby blues. The guys who are wearing a baseball cap, it's like, I can only see half your face and then it's shadowed over. Or standing in front of your expensive car. I don't care. Well, unless you want to be a sugar daddy, what do you want to attract, right? Or with the sleeveless shirt, working out at the gym, or very poor lighting. Women want to see what you look like, but they want to see it in a flattering way. So I actually had my sister told me this. She says it's really sexy when she sees it when a guy has taken the time to get a professional photo shoot for his online pictures, because it shows that he cares, right? And it works. The guys that I photograph and have helped them write their profile in a way that a woman will be interested, it works for them. It works.
That's it. But now, okay, so let's talk social media for a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because when I was a little more, not anymore, but active on these sites.
Yeah.
And on some of these sites, they're now connected to social media.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, because like the Tinders and the some of these, they kind of tell you who your mutual friends are.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of weird, because I found the loophole that if I know that's a mutual friend and I know the first name is Esmée, I go into their friends list.
Yeah.
And I look up you, and now I pull up your profile.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I found was you read the profile and it seems nice.
Yeah.
You get some of the common stuff like, hey, I'm not looking for drama. I'm not looking for this. And to me, anybody who says they're not looking for drama usually has drama in their life.
But the fact that they mention it. Yeah.
The fact that they're saying it, they have too much drama. So you need to avoid their drama.
Yes.
So, but it's interesting. You go onto their profile page, because not everybody securely closes their profile pages. Even some of the pictures are there.
Yeah.
And you see some quite interesting stuff.
You've got to be so careful about what you put online. When you're dating, you've got to treat it like you're looking for a job. And you better believe that she's going to be looking you up online. I mean, you can get a background check. Just pay a few bucks and get a background criminal check. Your employer, your potential employer, is going to be looking for stuff that's wrong with you. So treat it like that. The whatever pictures that are inappropriate, or talking a lot about drinking or drugs, or stupid things like that. Like, I hate to say stupid, but it is stupid. You're going to attract the wrong kind of woman if you have that stuff up there, and you're going to turn off the right woman. She's going to be looking at your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook, your Instagram, what you tweet about. You can find so much online. I mean, when I was out dating, boy, I checked the guys out, because you know why? I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to know that I was in good hands.
And you're not sitting there watching a video of them drunk doing something and going, okay, this is the guy I may want to go out with.
Yeah. And now you can check them out on Periscope or on Blab.
Periscope, Blab.
You can't hide, baby.
Instagram. Excuse me. But I'm just getting over a cough from like 2 weeks ago.
You want to have a drink of water.
Yeah, I'm going to do it again too. Yeah.
Let's do it together. All right.
So do you have those conversations with your clients too about the social media aspects?
Yeah, I do. It's important. And
what do you tell them? I mean, what are things you go over?
I would just say be careful what you put in terms of pictures, in terms of posting, strong political or religious points of view, because it's like you're already conversing with her before she's even met you. So when you converse with the woman the first time, I always recommend that you don't talk about controversial subjects like politics or religion or other things that might be deemed controversial until you get to know her better. So you don't want to precede your physical conversation with her with already her seeing that stuff online. Keep that within your personal interactions with people, not online. So,
definitely. Yeah, because I was going to say, this is I see it from when I was dating, and for any of the people that are in the room, if they were dating recently or in the past 10 years, because social media is really in that aspect.
Yeah.
So many people check people out. I mean, now it's so easy to go into Google and type the person's full name.
Oh, yeah.
And just see what's on the internet about them.
Oh, I got a good one for you. I have one client. This client is super smart. He's like a tech recruiter in Silicon Valley. He's like one of the smartest guys I know. And he's very, reserved and unassuming. He's the kind of like torn jeans and flip-flops kind of guy. I cleaned him up a bit though. But he said that if you type in on Chromium, on the Chromium browser, the person's name, and I forget exactly how to, you can find where their picture and wherever it's posted. So he was saying that, oh, was that your phone?
It's okay.
That's such a pretty tune.
Myself, sorry.
Oh, okay, you're popular. So he was saying if you type that person's name in with using a certain other code, you can see whatever picture they're using on any website. And so he found out that a couple of the women that he was interested in had ripped off a picture from some other website and was using it on their Match profile.
Well, I've seen that before.
Really?
Okay, I've actually seen where there was one time I was doing the flip thing.
The Tinder thingy.
And the same pictures came up under two different names in two different areas.
Isn't that interesting? How come that be?
So I'm sitting there going, well, I went to the left the first time, so I'll go to the left the second time too. But just like, I've seen that. I mean, online dating is I understand it's important and it's a great way of doing things and everything, but you got to have, like you said, the right pictures and the right profile and everything else. But you got to be careful too, because you really don't know who you're talking to.
You don't.
Going on under there. I've spoken to some people through the message system where they say they're in New York City, and next thing I know, they're in Ghana.
What the heck, huh?
I never knew there were so many gorgeous women living in Ghana.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Just go there and see. Checkbook.
I mean, you telling me you're visiting your grandmother in Ghana, and I'm sitting there going, really?
Right.
Oh, yeah. But it's just interesting that so people that are in the dating mode, how much should their social media match their profiles that they're doing, let's say, for their dating?
Unless you have a completely different name, because, hey, there's some people that are very high profile that are online dating. Sometimes they just use a completely false name just to be on there, and they use totally different pictures. But unless you're able to do that completely, your social media should be pretty close to your online profile, because otherwise you will look like you're deceiving people. So, as a result, don't put crummy pictures of yourself on your social media. Make sure you look, satisfactorily good, that you don't look bad. I mean, to me, that's common sense. But hey, I'm in the industry, or have been in the business of looking good and how to look good for, 2.5 decades. So to me, that's a no-brainer.
Oh, definitely.
But to some people, not. Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody wants to jump in and ask a question, I know Melanie asked something. I think we talked about it before. What do you think of women approaching men?
Oh, I think it's fine. I mean, if a woman is so inclined, I know lots of women do it. If it feels good and the guy's receptive, then by all means go for it. Only if it feels good. Find out if he's interested. I'm kind of old school. I personally like a guy to come up to me, but I'm not everybody. Melanie, what do you think about it, Melanie? How do you feel about it? Do you feel like you're, hanging over a cliff doing it?
Yeah, Morgan, I think you should.
Yeah.
I was telling Morgan to jump in.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
lovely to have someone jump in.
Young grasshopper.
Oh, you're a grasshopper.
My grasshopper.
Nice.
Young guy, but filled with so much. I mean, he's going to be huge in the future. I could tell.
That's
already.
Awesome. Yeah.
You're in a coffee shop. That's okay. You could be in a coffee shop.
I also find in terms of meeting someone online versus to meeting them in person, I have a lot of clients who don't want to get onto social media, or not social media, but don't want to date online because they're not. They just want to meet them in person because they need to have that feel that chemistry immediately, and it's very time consuming to be dating online. So, to me, it's great dating online and chatting with people online, but until you meet them, you really don't know if you have that chemistry, and that chemistry really is it's a very instinctual thing. It has to do with the sense of smell. And there's been studies done on this where people are blindfolded and they just there's the one where they were like sniffing guys' t-shirts that they'd worn or something. They could find their man from what t-shirt they wore. It's a thing about our instinctual basic instinct is that if we have a sense of smell that we're not aware of, and it smells out the person's DNA, and if that person's smell of their body doesn't match with yours in order to make healthy children, you're not a good match. It's not a thing we ever really think about it, but it's there, and we all try to mask ourselves with deodorant and mouthwash and everything. So it's harder to do, but it's still there. So until you meet someone in person, you don't know if you have chemistry. You could have great phone sex or whatever, but until you're face to face, you don't know.
Mr. Morgan.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Morgan. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're in a coffee shop. How cool is that? You're
taking your notes?
I'm definitely taking notes. Yeah, I'm here. I gotta focus. So when I gotta really focus, this is where I go. So
what are you thinking about what she says? Because I'm gonna get let me give a little prelude here. I've known Morgan now for about 3.5, 4 months. Morgan is 23.
23. Yep.
I remember you had your birthday. One of these up and coming, I'm telling you, look out. He's doing his own thing out of school. He is a motivational speaker.
Awesome.
Stuff like that. Obviously, he dressed well today. I guess he remembered that you were coming on because on Sunday mornings we're always in t-shirts because we're talking NFL.
When I'm outside of the house, I'm automatically fresh. So
I love that.
So, what are your thoughts listening, Morgan? Because
I agree 100% with what you're saying. I mean, I've read a lot of books on this concept and just in general that I think like anytime you really see like an opportunity to go talk with anyone, you just need to go ahead and do it. Because if you don't, then you're just going to be sitting there like, oh, dang, I wish I would have done that. Yeah. I think that's always a main thing. And I learned just to dress nice always because like you really have no idea. Like someone could walk in and be like, I really want to talk to them. But then it's like, you look horrible. So
yeah. Oh my God, I love that about you.
So it's not going to happen. So you just got to always look fresh. So I think that's always the main thing. I think just a lot of people miss that conception.
Yeah, I agree. You never know who you're going to meet in the grocery store or while you're out for a run or something.
Coffee shop.
Could be your next girlfriend or whatever,
Exactly.
Just make it look good. And it's also self-respect. It's like you care, about how you show up for everybody, because when you show up looking good, you have to be a rock star, but people appreciate it, and you're respecting them by looking your best because you're making the view nice for them. Basically, it's that simple. You're improving the view.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's super important. I think the main thing sometimes I overthink and I set my standards way too high. That's my problem. So, yeah.
In terms of appearance, Morgan?
No.
Oh, okay.
Intellect. If someone's like retarded, then I'm not retarded. But if someone's like really dumb, then I can't talk to them. Like it's just like it's not gonna happen because I know I'm just gonna get frustrated.
Yeah.
That's just self-awareness. That's just me.
Yeah, you want to be a good match for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's like my main thing because like I have like there's like certain questions I'll ask and like you won't know. They're just like prime questions. And like if they just don't meet the quality, then I'm just like I can't do this anymore. I can't even talk to you. Like I don't know. Because I've talked to like a lot of people and it's just like there's certain people that like you're attractive, congrats, that's awesome. But, like 5 months in, it's gonna be pretty relevant because you gotta listen to them talk, and if you can't handle them talk, then like you're in trouble. So it's true. I wonder where Robert went. Is he still on? Or maybe he got disconnected.
Oh yeah, okay, he'll be back, I'm sure. Yeah, what I come up against is not against, but what I notice a lot is that a lot of men that are older want to go out with women that are a lot younger, and that's totally cool. But sometimes you have to wonder, like, what do you talk about? Because the younger women don't have the life experience.
Exactly.
What's your feeling on that?
I actually prefer older, so that's me, actually. Because they actually have experience. You're not just like, you can't even get in a rated R movie, or you can't,
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Hey, welcome back, Robert. Did you get disconnected?
No, there was a problem with the wire actually going to the house. It looked like a tree went into it.
Oh, gosh.
So, Morgan, I was going to actually have a question for you.
Okay.
He knows I'm putting him on the spot. What are friends for?
I've always been put on the spot. It's fine.
You do it well.
How do you feel about walking up to a stranger?
I'm 100% okay with it.
Are you? Because sometimes you get a little shy, I know. depending on what's going on. So
I do sometimes, but it really depends. Like if I'm uncomfortable with something, I just remain shy until I have the correct answer for you. So that's just me having like a reflective moment. Cause like I'll walk into a room and I have to understand like what's the premise, what's the energy. Cause like I could be super excited and then everyone's like super like depressed and angry. And then like I'm the person that's like ruining their mood or something. And they're like, get away from me. You're too happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I always have to assess the energy in the room. So it really depends. Like if someone's having a really bad day and I'm like super excited, like, hey, what's up? They're just like, leave me alone. Like I'm having a bad day. You know, you got to understand like where they're coming from and the right approach. So like I'm 100% comfortable with approaching people, but I have to figure out what they're doing. Because it's like, okay, like for example, if someone's like working out like hard, and girl's working out hard, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? She can be like, get away from me. Like I'm working out. Like this is not the time to be talking to me. Right. So stuff like that.
That's brilliant, Morgan. I love it when a man is has his antenna up and is in tune with what other people are doing or feeling, because until you do that, you're going to be making a lot of social blunders. So good for you for taking a moment and just assessing the situation and knowing if it's the right time to jump in or not. You have to watch other people's body language, what they're doing, what their eyes are doing, what their hands and arms are doing. Gosh, good for you. I love it.
It's a lot of self-awareness. But yeah, no, Robert is sometimes like definitely can be. I definitely have like rare, but it's like I get really shy. Like it's just like certain instances I'm just like, okay, like I gotta pull back. Like I'm way too involved or excited about this, and you gotta be really aware, because if you don't have self-awareness of like how your basically your interactions is with other people, like you're way too hyper and everyone's like can't listen to you, then it's like I gotta slow down. Like some people I have to talk really slow with. Like I hate that because I'm a fast talker, but I have to just talk really slow and I have to be like really mellow. Some people have to be like fired up. Like it just depends on where I'm at. Yeah.
Well, you obviously have a really high EQ, Morgan. Not a lot of people have that. So I really appreciate that.
Put that on your resume.
Yeah, EQ, man. Yeah, that's empathy. That's empathy. I love that about you. It's great. When you say you're feeling shy, is it just that you're feeling nervous? Or like, are there butterflies, or are you just like wanting to check out the situation first?
It kind of just goes back to it really is like it's like small, like it's like a very glimpse thing of where I've gotten over it, but it's like it sometimes comes back where just like I just don't feel like what I have to say is like relevant to the conversation, or just like no one's actually listening. Yeah. Because like growing up, no one like listened to me, so like it kind of reverts back to that, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's happening again. But like I get over it really quickly now because it's like something I had to deal with. But it's just like, oh my gosh, like no one's listening, or like no one's paying attention.
Yeah. You know what? I thank you for saying that, because I think we all get that. I get it sometimes when I get ready to do a Periscope. It's like, wow, I wonder, is anybody out there? Does anybody care? And once you start, and people start jumping on, you go, wow, I do have a message. this is important to people. I mean, everything that you have to say is important to somebody, definitely. But it's shocking, but not how much our past and the way that we were raised influences what's going on in our heads and all that self-talk and stuff. It's like you're courageous to be stepping outside and recognizing it and moving past it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, I had glasses. My name's Morgan, so I had a girl's name. So like, just, it really wasn't going for me. Like
he's got the preppy look going.
I love it though. I love it that you look.
But I'm going to be honest, Esmée.
Yeah.
He's got another side to him.
Oh yeah. Oh.
It's called Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Okay. My Snapchat is super live, and the thing is, like, I don't know, it's always been that way.
Like the clubbing.
Yeah, no, my Snapchat's definitely live. I will not shy away from that. My Snapchat is live because I'm trying to because I don't want to be the person that just because like my Instagram's all motivation, Facebook's all motivation, it's just like, oh my gosh, like this dude's just way too much. So I try to get my Snapchat to show like I actually have a life and I actually go out. Like I'm not just sitting around doing nothing. So like that's why I do it. But it can definitely be like over the top. Like because I was like spring break, I had like a 600-second Snapchat. We were just like having so much fun. So
wow,
I definitely have to control that, because like I hold a certain persona for some people, and they see that and they're like, oh my gosh, why are you doing that? So that's something I'm definitely assessing and more have to be control of. So yeah.
I'm gonna have to check you out on Snapchat then. Is it the handle that you have now?
It's completely fine. It's CPT Morgan 02.
I gotta write that down. Check it out.
There it is. Yep, there's me.
I love his Saturday night snaps when he's out with the gang at the club and they're all on the dance floor.
I've been doing new stuff. I mean, I used to be like at least in college and high school, it's like really heavy partier, like drinking all the time. And so, that's just not good at all. And just like just in general, you just make bad decisions and you date the wrong people. So I think the main thing, I'm like staying away from it, and I'm just trying to like just go out and just dance and just be a part of the atmosphere without all the other stuff. So like I'm trying to change it up. Mm-hmm. So like it's been going well so far. Like I definitely can understand. Like I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. I feel better about it. So like that's like the next step I'm taking. So yeah.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
And I like what Melanie just wrote. Well, I mean, I think it's kind of true. In her opinion, women want a man with confidence enough to approach them, but not over confident.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is such a good point, Melanie. Yes, to me, confidence is sexy. It totally is, because then it's like, wow, here's somebody who can take care of me, who's got my back, who can protect me, and that's totally sexy. Overconfidence is a turnoff because it's actually scary. Confidence, when a guy is confident, it comes more from a place of like, going up against other guys to protect her. But when they use that power on her, then it's scary. Mm-hmm. So it's a fine balance. But yes, if a man is self-assured, totally the best quality you can have. Way better than having the perfect pair of jeans on or being, taller than her. It's way more important.
Is that a big thing? Talk about the height thing for a second, because.
Okay. Tell you, yes. Okay, so my conversation with this gal, this stunning redhead I met last night, it was introduction through mutual colleague and friend. We're sitting at, where were we at? I don't know, the Carlisle or something like that, some really cool hotel bar. And she starts to tell me about, she met a guy online on Match who was 10 years older than her. But that didn't matter because he was so, engaging and stuff. And she said, but he was shorter than me. And she said she was 5'5", and he was 5'4", and she's 5, whatever, just 3 inches difference or something. So she said in heels, it was up here. It's like, I know how that goes, because you want to have somebody tall and handsome, the prince and everything. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. She said he was so charismatic. It completely made up. He had such a wonderful, big personality that exuded, grace and charm and romance, that she didn't even notice that he was shorter. So, and guys, some of my clients say, well, I'm 5'6". Should I lie and say I'm 5'8"? And I go, don't you dare do that, because she's going to know. Oh my God. Hello. And you can bet she's going to be wearing heels and she's going to be towering over you. You know what? Be cool with that. Just be confident with who you are. And the height won't matter. If you focus on that, it's going to be a problem. So,
Morgan, how tall are you?
6 foot.
Okay, you're tall.
My ex-girlfriend was 5'10" or 5'9".
Yeah, so it's not a concern for you.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of women put on their their desires for online. Oh, he's got to be
5'8" or taller, or something like that.
Okay, it's like, I'm sorry, but you know what? Does he also have to have size 10 feet or whatever? Like, who cares? Like, it's too limiting. Come on.
I have a size 14 feet.
Wow.
Morgan.
Wow.
If you guys are looking for shoe size, there you go. Size 14.
You're funny. Oh man. Yeah.
So, and I love what Alex said, and I said it goes both ways though. He goes, if you want to make him happy, get him some chocolate. And I said, well, that works for women too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I dated a guy a while back. He was a little bit older than me, and he was doing bodybuilding, championship bodybuilding. When he was on the day that he was going to go, I sent him a bunch of roses and with a nice note saying, good luck. You're going to go kick ass. Go kick ass. And he said, you know what? The guy, he was it was in his 50s. He said, that's the first time I've ever gotten flowers from a woman, and I will never forget that. So girls, surprise him, for God's sake.
I've gotten flowers, but that was because of my business. I've never had anybody send me flowers personally.
You got to have a little adventure and surprise each other.
Morgan?
I've got sent flowers before.
Personally?
Nice. Nice.
All right, you got one up on me.
Yeah. Good for you.
I mean, just to give you an idea with Morgan, by the way.
Called out in the comment section. I'm pretty short compared to I play basketball, so I was the shortest guy on this team. So it's like,
I got to give a shout out with Morgan, though, just to give you an idea, because you got to keep an eye out for him, obviously, and everything. He's been accepted to be you have been accepted so far, right, Morgan? I know you put the application in, but
I still haven't gotten a response yet.
Well, he was asked to fill out the application to become a TEDx speaker.
Congratulations!
At 23.
Thank you.
Wow.
Talk about.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, you're amazing. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Wow, I'm going to have to, because I subscribe to their app. I'm going to look for you. Do you know when you're going to be speaking?
It's in March, so I haven't got a response back. And I applied to 2 more, so I was like, I might just keep going with it. So we'll see what happens.
Can you share a bit about what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, sure. So it's going to be about removing negative thoughts, unlock inner potential, and just talk about how in our life we have there's certain fragments of our negative thoughts that basically prevent us from going to the next level. So it's more so like a video game. Like you can't be this boss. Like I'm done, but you can. You just got to figure it out. The strategy behind it. So it's about eliminating those thoughts and then getting to your inner potential so that you can be the best person you can be. Whether it is whatever your gift is, we all have different ones. And so you have to find that out, and then that's when you can unlock it. And then in return, you do that for someone else because you unlocked your gift, and just it's a compound effect. Yeah.
I like that. Wow, that's profound. And whenever you eliminate a negative thought, you got to fill it with a good one immediately. So got to be very selective about what you think.
Morgan. I mean, for 23 to be able to feel this way and have this knowledge, you and I wish at 23 we had that.
Oh my God.
Seriously. People, kids growing up now are so much more evolved, and it's because of us, because we showed them, we started the path and they're continuing it, but they're jumping in a lot earlier. My niece, who's 16, talks about stuff like that too, and she's 16. It's like, back then I was just like, oh, how can I, skip class, right? Another story. Right?
Hanging out on the corner where the candy shop was.
Seriously. Yeah, man. Times have changed for the better in so many ways. I love that.
But I do have 2 questions for you. So one is I overcompensate or overqualify every single person I talk to, or I just don't think they qualify for me, so I don't even talk to them. So what is a way that you tell someone to get over that, I guess?
So you set your expectations too high of a person, and so that
right. So my expectations are really high. So I won't qualify certain people. I'll be like, it doesn't even matter. I don't care. That's what I do subconsciously. So what do you tell people to get over that?
Are you hard on yourself?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Could that be where that comes from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm very hard on myself.
So
it's just.
So then I'm going to say, when you're being hard on other people, I'm going to put it as in hard on other people, because in a way you kind of are. You're expecting more from them. They might be able to deliver. Start with yourself. Just say, would I think that of myself? Would I want someone to rule me out because they expected more of me than I could deliver, and they didn't leave the door open for me to discover what they do have? Does that make sense?
That's true. That does make sense.
Yeah, relate it to yourself. That's where everything that we do and say and how we act all comes from thoughts that we have already rolling around in our heads. So it's maybe, giving people more of a chance to discover what they haven't shown you yet.
Right.
That's how I would say it's kind of going deeper, but that's where it starts. Just giving people more of a chance, because you want people to give you a chance, and you're taking your chances and stuff, but some people need that from you. It's like you're giving them a gift by giving them a little bit more of an opening in their door.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's what I got on that.
That was one question.
Good.
You said 2.
Two, yeah.
2, yeah. So, this is something that people say that I come off as very overconfident, way too much. Please stop.
Overconfident, you say?
Yes, I guess arrogant. A lot of people say that, but I am confident clearly, but sometimes I come off as overconfident. how can you even like gauge that for like another person? Like I don't even know how to gauge that because that's just how I naturally am.
I mean, I don't.
So it's
yeah,
like,
I don't. To me, you don't seem overconfident, but I've never seen you in person before. I just talking to you now, and we're talking about a certain subject.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people who appear to be overconfident are actually hiding a little bit of fear, fear of judgment, that kind of stuff. So, and then they kind of come across by being a bit more confident than they actually are. So it could be just that, it could be that, you said when you were little, a lot of, you weren't allowed to speak much and stuff. And so you position yourself as bigger and bigger to make sure you claim your spot, which is good in a way. But some people may perceive that as being a little cocky, which I don't think you are. In my opinion, you seem like a lovely guy. But people might perceive it that way. So they just,
could it possibly go even, because I don't, Morgan was here in the beginning, I think, also, where I said, what is the number one thing that people are afraid of? And you said for men, it's rejection.
Yeah. So could just be that. Yeah.
Well, because you know what it is, you see, listen, I did it too. I mean, I when I was younger, they still had bars back then. You sit up at a bar and you're with some people, and I did the whole, look at those girls down on the other side and everything. And my way of doing it was bartender, buy them a drink and, just let them know. But I didn't walk over right away. Yeah. I would just buy them the drink and everything else, and then slowly, hopefully filter down, or they would come to me, or whichever way it went. But there was always that factor in the back of my head, and I don't know if it happened with Morgan also, just like, I'm going to go buy him a drink, and then they're going to go blow me off. They got the free drink. It's kind of like a ladies' night for them. Buy any. That's because you have no money yet.
No. No. In college, I literally didn't buy anybody. They all bought me drinks. Like I didn't play that game.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Now is that the arrogance talking right there, Esmée?
Maybe.
Just think of what you said though. No, I didn't buy anybody a drink. They bought me a drink.
Unless I was dating them.
Well, maybe
I don't know you.
Maybe women were throwing themselves all over him. I don't know. Were you getting approached a lot? I mean, you're a good-looking man, and you probably did. Yeah.
I just had a high octane energy. It's just who I was.
All right. I have another point to make about the overconfident thing. Sometimes it's a matter of when a person appears overconfident, they're actually hiding their own vulnerability. And when you show your vulnerability, which you did earlier when you talked about some personal stuff, when you show that vulnerability, you suddenly become more accessible because people can relate to you better because they go, oh, you know what? I feel that too. When you said it was like, you know what? I had that too. I still have it sometimes. And so then I start to immediately connect with you on a deeper level. And so you obviously don't appear overconfident to me because you were able to share a little bit of yourself that might make you vulnerable. That's a great strength to allow yourself to be vulnerable. So I would say go from that angle as well. Look at yourself, like I said before, but also maybe share some things, where you might have been struggling and people will relate to that. And suddenly they're going to think of you completely differently as more strong and less cocky.
Right. Yeah. I do agree with that. As Denmark said, some people act vulnerable to get attention, like victim status. A lot of people do that as well. Yeah. So, I hate being like the vulnerable person. So it's like, I try to be far away from it as possible, but I do definitely agree with that though.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
What's your opinion? It's more on the dating side, but I'm curious because you're a woman and you've dabbled a little in the dating when it comes up.
Just a bit, yeah.
You go online and you start meeting all these people, and you're teaching them, obviously, different aspects in their life. Obviously, the look aspect, but also how to act and how to talk, and they attract people, and it becomes a long distance thing.
Oh yeah, long distance. Well, long distance, it's fun to practice with that and stuff, but unless you're prepared to start jet setting or move yourself or have someone move, towards you, that's a big commitment. Those don't often work out that much. When I met my fiance, we were living in different cities. So he was in Silicon Valley and I was living in upstate New York at that time. And after 6 months, I had to make a decision. I had more of the ability to move because I was more, flyable around. He had, has a set job in Silicon Valley. I just called him one day and said, baby, I'm calling the movers. Okay. And he said, yeah. So I can't do
glad he said yes.
I said, yeah, oh, why not? Sure, come on over. But yeah, so I moved on, only knowing him out there, and that was it. It was a big risk for me. But if it hadn't worked out, I think he probably might have felt bad because it would have been on him. But long distance, it only works for a while. There comes a point where you have to, pardon my French, but shit or get off the pot, right? You've got a call on it. Mm-hmm. Unless you want to just do it really casually and just, date lots of other people and have that, have that woman in that port and that woman in that port. That's fine too, if that's what you're after. But that, to me, has more of a temporary feel to it. It's great to have a boyfriend in Paris you can fly out to and have fun with, but he's not going to be yours, right?
I like the way you said it. And I'm looking there because Denmark 98 said he moved to Europe from New Jersey for his relationship.
Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah. So it can be done, but it doesn't last. Unless you make a decision to be physically together on a more permanent basis.
18 years they're married.
That's beautiful. And he moved, right? Yeah.
He went from Denmark to New Jersey. He's out by me.
Yeah. And then, somebody here said Kaza or whatever. I can't read it. But yeah, they do it quite quickly. It happens pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Kaza is actually in Milan right now. He's a New Yorker, met his wife from Miami and moved to Milan.
Wow.
So it was the opposite. Awesome. He left New York and went over to Italy.
Yeah. Hey, why not? Italy? Hello. Yeah.
So that's interesting. All right. Well, we've been just over an hour, so I don't want to keep too much of your time because I know. Are you still in New York, or are you going back? Are you in California now?
I'm still in New York. We're heading out of Dodge tomorrow, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been wonderful here. I love it.
Morgan, just because it's getting a little noisy, I'm gonna bounce you out because we're gonna end this.
Great to meet you, Morgan. Thank you for joining in. The best of luck.
Morgan, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good.
Bye.
Okay. So,
what an awesome guy.
What is the best way people get in touch with you right now? Is it obviously Twitter and Facebook, but
yeah. I'll share an email address with you. It's Esmee, ESMEE .stjames@gmail.com.
And is there a site up that's working that they can see, or is kind of in the works, or?
It's going to be changing. So there is a site up, but it's more for wardrobe and stuff. So it's going to be totally changing. But what I have right now is called thestyleforce.com.
I didn't want to say it because you told me last time it's changing. That's why.
It's changing. I mean, yeah. I'm there now, and I'm going to redirect it to the new site, but that's more geared towards wardrobe. I've just been for a year now working on coaching it and stuff. So coaching men how to be irresistible to women.
So you're coaching for men. There's coaching for dating. There's coaching for style.
Yes.
So you could actually, you have two sides of the business where you do one for the personal, but do you also have one for the personal for the man, just to, not necessarily for dating purposes, but there's a lot of people out there that work on their image consultants.
If that's what they want, yes. And I have done a lot of that, and I love doing it. So yeah, I am very talented with that because the businesses I've had in the past, they kind
of go together, those two. I was going to say
they're married. I can't help it. If a guy comes to me for dating coaching and I think he's not appropriately dressed to attract women, I will tell him, and I'll tell him what he needs to do. And that'll be like, okay, well, you can do this package too if you want, but I suggest you do something because that what you're wearing is not turning women on. If you're, physically not attractive, like you're just ungroomed and stuff, that's going to push women away. So that's going counterproductive to what we're doing here today. I mean, me with the guy that I'm coaching. So yeah, that's part of it. You can't separate them as far as I'm concerned. And I'm blessed that I can do all of that.
That's great. That's
Love
great.
It.
Well, I thank you for coming on. I kind of probably like off guard when I sent my little message saying, how'd you like to do an interview? I could see you reading it going, holy cow, wait a minute. Who is this guy?
Gosh, well, no, I knew who you were, and I actually followed you on Blab, and you're so out there, and I just got the feeling that you were a great person, a wonderful human being, and you didn't disappoint. You didn't disappoint at all. And now I'm no longer a Blab virgin, so thank you. You broke me in.
Now you can start doing your own show.
Yes, I intend to fully, and I so appreciate all that you've done for me, Robert. It's been such a pleasure blabbing with you, and it
We
was
will.
wonderful.
Our paths will keep crossing, especially on Blab and Periscope too. And
Yes.
are you going to be going to the Periscope Summit?
I'm not planning to. We had a death in the family
I'm
last
sorry.
month, and yeah, my papa passed away, and I've got to go to work to his home and help clean that out. So I'm kind of keeping that month a little more clear.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, lots of stuff to do. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because I'm going to be out there for the Periscope Summit, the
oh,
14th through the 17th, which is in San Francisco.
you're going to meet some of my friends. San Francisco's like an hour and a half from where I live.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be in the LA area 2 weeks later.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm back and forth to California for a couple of weeks.
Well, let's stay in touch because I would love to meet up with you in person. I think that would be wonderful.
Definitely. So everybody, we gave out the information. It's esme.stjames@gmail.com. You can also check out her present website, which is kind of in the process of being altered, at thestyleforce.com. And I thank you for joining me. And I will see everybody on the flip side with our next interview and our next blab soon. And I hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you so much, Robert. Wonderful day, everybody, and Happy New Year to you, and God bless.